All right. Hello, everybody. Super excited to have you join us today. Thanks so much for joining our webinar on how to maximize your holiday edition this holiday season as you're connecting with your clients and building those relationships. Most importantly, thank you so much for being a valued client of ReminderMedia. We really appreciate the trust that you put in us to make you look great, right? To really help you with your marketing, send out those high quality touch points to build the relationships in your database that are going to drive your business through repeat business and through those referrals. We would love to get to know you as you're kind of following along. So if you look in Zoom, there's a Q&A button. I don't think we have the chat enabled on this one, but you can use the Q&A to just open that up, type in your name, where you're from, and let us know what industry you're in. I know we're going to have a lot of people in different industries on this webinar. We want to be able to tailor some of the tips and the strategies that we share today to the different industries that we have on the webinar. So go ahead and find that Q&A button and just chat in so that we can say hi. While you're doing that, I'll introduce myself. My name is Josh Dyke. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at ReminderMedia, joined by our president, Luke Acree.
Hello, everyone.
He's the one that you got all the emails from, inviting you to the webinar.
You can blame me. I've heard good things and bad things about that. So,
all right, we got Serena chatting in from Petaluma. She's in real estate. Meryl in real estate. Dean. We got a lot of people chatting in. China from Washington in real estate. Janice. Let's see if we can find anyone not in real estate. We got residential broker. Dean, Christina, welcome. Melissa, welcome.
We
Joey,
got Jim in Connecticut, retirement income, Medicare. Yep, we got awesome. Charles, insurance. We got Valerenita, if I said that correct, probably not. She's in travel. Awesome. Great to see you. And in real estate, love it. So many people chatting, and this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is great. While everyone's still jumping on, we're just going to go over some of the things that ReminderMedia offers in addition to our branded magazines and our digital marketing platform. If you're not aware, we have a ton of free resources available for you in your account interface. So whenever you're logged into your account manager, I also want to mention, if you don't have your login credentials, Jessie is on the line here. She can help get you your login credentials if you forget them or you're having trouble logging in. We want you to follow along with some of this stuff because we're going to go over some specific tactical things for your holiday edition. So if you want to chat that in using the Q&A, just send in your email address and just let Jessie know that you're looking for your username and password. She'll send you a reset link and get you in there. When you are in your account interface, on the left-hand side, you'll see all of those menu items to our different products. The last one on the left says resources. That's where you can find all of these free resources, including ebooks. We have success guides in there that are tailored specifically on how to use certain features within the platform. We have some great printables we're going to go over and show off a little later on. We also have recordings of all of our past webinars. So if you ever missed any of those, we have recordings on how to geo-farm. We have recordings on actually how to set up Facebook ads. We get into the Facebook ads manager and show you how to set those up. You can check that out in your resources. I'd also like to take this opportunity to plug our blog. So this is we update this multiple times a week with new articles on industry news, what's going on here at ReminderMedia, as well as sales and marketing tactics that you can actually take action on. You can subscribe to our Reminder Minute bi-weekly newsletter to get a recap of all of the best of the blogs every other week. And then probably my favorite piece of content, but I am a little biased here, is our podcast. I love having the opportunity to, Luke and I interview top producers and thought leaders in multiple industries with a heavy focus on real estate and financial services. And the great thing about this podcast, if you've never listened to podcasts before, basically they're just radio shows you can listen to on demand on your phone or on your computer. You can get them at staypaidpodcast.com. If you prefer to watch your podcast, we have all of these uploaded to YouTube as well. But the reason why I love this podcast is because we really focus in. We don't spend a ton of time up in the clouds in the high level strategy. We really focus in on the daily activities, the action items that you can take in your day-to-day that actually move the needle in your business and generate revenue for your business. Our goal is to help you close more deals and retain more business. And ultimately, the name of the podcast then is to stay paid in your business as well. So make sure to check that out. Would love to hear your feedback on the podcast. Exclusive content each issue. So we're going to get into this a little bit in the webinar, but if you're not familiar or you're new to Reminder Media, every issue we are uploading new content in addition to the articles and everything that's changing. We have new back covers, back inside covers, and tear out cards. Luke and I were huge believers in this idea that in order for your marketing to be effective, it's got to be relevant. And in order for it to be relevant, it has to be timely. So that's why we're always uploading new creative ideas that you can customize your magazine with, and we'll show you where you can find those today. For anyone who's super new, I think most of everyone on this call is going to be our clients, but if anyone is on this call and isn't our clients, what does Reminder Media offer? Look, we focus on relationship marketing that really empowers service-based sales professionals to close more deals and retain more business. We truly believe that the relationships you have with your database are going to drive your future success, not only through those clients using you again, but getting those referrals, capturing those referrals by staying top of mind with your past clients, your friends and family, your sphere of influence, and the advocates in your business. We do that through our branded magazines. We now have 3: American Lifestyle, Start Healthy, and Good to Be Home magazine, which is our newest one. We have targeted mailing lists and targeted follow-up, which actually points you towards the people that you should be following up with in your business, because they're the ones that are going to be most likely to move in the next 6 to 12 months. Our digital marketing platform includes email and social media for local events. These are hand-selected local gems in your area that you can email out to your list, branded social media posts that you can share on social media or email, and then your branded digital magazines. We're going to show you some of those tips and tricks for doing some things with your digital magazines today as well. And then another thing that we do have postcards. Whether you're doing a postcard blast because you have an announcement, you can use our system. We can walk you through how to set that up. We can also set you up with an entire year worth of geo farming with your postcards in as little as 5 minutes. It's really easy to set up. So if you haven't checked out our postcards yet, feel free to reach out to your client success rep, or you can always go to remindermedia.com and send us a chat. Let us know that you're interested in learning about more. So with that, I'll turn it over to Luke to kind of get us started off here on how we're going to talk about how to earn more referrals over the holidays with your Reminder Media products.
I love it, but I have to read what David literally just chatted in. So David, thank you for chatting that in. He goes, P.S. I've had 3 return sales this year since using American Lifestyle, and I just recently switched to Good to Be Home. So David, appreciate that testimonial. Anybody who else wants to share testimonials throughout the webinar, it will definitely even give me more energy than I normally have. Like Josh said, super thankful for all of you being clients of Reminder Media. We want to help you use our products even more effectively. And I want to challenge all of us on this webinar as we go throughout this. I want to challenge you, hey, get involved, ask questions as we go through, and log into your interface. We're going to spend a lot of time in the interface as well to show you kind of how to do some of the things we're talking about to try to make this really practical. And the goal is, how do we get you more referrals over the holidays? Now, here's the #1 mistake people will make that I see when it comes to the holidays. They pull back because you're thinking, hey, I'm going to pull back, spend time with my family. No one's really moving at this point. The business is done for the year. I got to look towards 2022. Do not make the mistake. For all my veteran people on here, you already know this, but for all the newer people in business, your next deals are happening because of the prospecting that you will be doing today and over the next couple months. When you look to your new year, you can't change January usually in January. January is going to be a result of what you've done in October and November. I mean, specifically in real estate alone, people are not going to wake up today and go, I want to buy a house, and then they buy that house that same day. They're normally thinking about it for months, right? And that applies to multiple industries. So you need to make sure that you're not pulling back over the holidays, that you're going forward. Why? Because statistically speaking, you need to understand that 70+% of the time, I think the exact number is 76%, consumers will choose the first business they think of. So if you need an airline ticket to fly to Hawaii, because I'd love to be in Hawaii right now, that airline company that's popping into your head right now to go buy that ticket has a 70+% chance to earn your business. In real estate, for all my real estate agents, because I just saw hundreds and hundreds chat in, 77% of clients choose the first agent they interview. That was National Association of Realtors stat for 2020 in the research that they released in their home buyer profile chart. 77%. So it's so critical that you get out in front of your database from a mind share standpoint, from a brand standpoint, because it's one of the biggest determining factors of whether people choose to use you or not use you. Another good thing to realize is that people are going to be getting together. If you're reading the stats that are on the screen that Josh is showing to you right now, I actually told Josh, hey man, I'm a little concerned. These are stats that we're finding, but COVID's happening. Can you double check this with other sources to make sure, that, hey, are people going to be getting together? Are people going to be traveling? So Josh went and checked this with the team. So not only are we going to see people traveling this year still, people are going to have 28% of Americans will have 12 people at their Thanksgiving table, family, friends. And here's why I want to show these stats to you, because when people are getting together and they're getting together with their closest family and friends, that's where one of the most important topics comes up, and it's life event topics. So my brother, Steven, who I talk about a lot, right? He's a real estate agent. He got engaged this year, right? So he got engaged to his fiance, Alyssa. I'm sure that's going to be a topic of discussion at our Thanksgiving get together this year. Where are they getting married? What's their plans? These big life events, are people, changing jobs? Are people planning to have kids? Is there something happening in their life? And those big life events are what triggers you as a service-based professional, whether you're an insurance, financial professional, real estate, you are involved usually in those transitions of these big life events. And it gives you a perfect opportunity to make sure that you can be at least top of mind, that if the topic of you and your expertise came up, they would think of you and not your competition. The other main thing that I always want to point out at the holidays is you want to make sure that you're showing your clients that you care. And the reason why you want to do this is because you, in nature of your business, are transactional. And I'm going to use the example of my financial advisor right now. So I have a financial advisor, great guy, his name's Matt. But the truth is, and I'm a consumer, the more and more time goes on and Matt and I don't go out and have a beer together, or Matt and I don't talk, or Matt doesn't reach out to me and I'm not talking to him, guess what? I start to view Matt through the lens of just a transaction, because I'm looking at my portfolio and I'm going, oh, what's happening with my portfolio? And I start to think about Matt through the lens of he's just the guy that's managing my money. And guess what? If something's going wrong with my money, then I become unhappy with Matt. But the closer Matt comes to me and has a relationship with me, the more and more I trust him, I'm involved with him. So it's so critical, whatever industry you're in, you do not let a lapse of time go by, and you capitalize on important seasonal things like holidays to show your clients that you care. So we're going to go over in this webinar a couple different things to help you do that with the customization of your magazine. I want to talk about mailing list, who you should be thinking about adding to your mailing list or making sure that's on your mailing list. We want to talk about customization. What are some customization ideas that we have seen work in previous years and some ideas that you can try this year for the holidays? How do you leverage your magazine through follow-up, such as calls or events that you're going to be doing? And then how do you use the digital edition to connect on social media and to connect through email? So let's dive right in and let's go into mailing list.
Before we go into mailing list,
yes.
Jackie is asking if Steven needs a photographer. Her daughter is a wedding photographer. So if anyone needs a photographer.
Well, if your photographer is in Virginia, there's a big possibility of that. So let us know if she is in Virginia. You'll have to let me know on that one. But okay, let's start with mailing list, right? So the key to marketing, right, is always about targeting. So if you want your marketing to be really, really effective, you try to make it as targeted as possible. A lot of that targeting comes from how you've built your list, the segmentation of your list. Here are some key people that should be on your list, and you need to go through your list and make sure you're cleaning. When was the last time that you went in, saw who you're sending the magazine to, and made sure that you have the appropriate people on your list? The first people that should be on your list for the holidays is your friends and family. Here's two reasons why I say that. One is, we do a holiday mailer for all our employees. All our employees get to send out the magazine to their friends and family over the holiday period. And we get such raving reviews from that and how cool that is. Don't miss out on that potential to be able to touch base with your friends and family. But more important than that, don't miss out on the opportunity for referrals from your friends and family. Most people make the mistake that, hey, Josh, he knows me. Man, my brother Josh, he knows me. He's always going to use me. Or my uncle Josh, he's definitely going to use me. That is a huge mistake. Some of you on it have experienced that mistake. Here's why: because Josh, your uncle, knows you as Luke the nephew. He does not know you as Luke the real estate agent. And more importantly than Luke the real estate agent, Luke the real estate agent that gets his business from referrals and is looking to help people. You have to educate him on this. And there's huge opportunity out there. If you're in real estate, man, you could get so much off of referral fees. I mentioned my brother Steven's getting married. Guess what? In real estate, he's gotten a referral fee from me, helping me buy. He's in Virginia. I'm buying in PA. He helped me. He helped my brother Dan. He helped my aunt Beth out in South Dakota. He's doing no work. All he's doing is using his network of his friends and family and going, hey, if you need a real estate transaction, I am the real estate expert, and I would love to connect you to my trusted network in your area. Don't miss out on that opportunity by ignoring people that are outside your initial zone. And this first starts with your friends and family. Get your friends and family on the list. Second, clients who you've done a transaction with this year. Did you know that most referrals statistically come within a year of you doing a transaction? It's pretty obvious when you think about it, because you've just done something nice for that person. You've just fulfilled something for them. They're at the height of their awareness of you, and hopefully you've done what you should have done, and it's a great experience for them. So you can tap into what's called the law of reciprocity. This is why all of you add this to your checklist. When you close a deal, have in your follow-up checklist asking for a testimonial. You have your highest chance to get that testimonial within just a little bit of that transaction happening, because you're tapping into the law of reciprocity. You have done something nice for that person. They're more than willing, based upon all the work that you put in, to reciprocate that back. You need to be tapping into that and adding your past transactions to the list. There are so many clients that I had today. You might be one of them. You haven't added a name that you sold in the past 2 years to your list. Don't ignore those people. You're missing out on referral opportunities. Prospects who are looking to buy in the new year, this one's kind of obvious. Don't have to spend a lot of time on it. I mentioned it at the beginning. The deals that are buying in the new year, they're looking today, right? People who are trying to make decisions, they're trying to make decisions today. This applies across industries. It's not just real estate. I'm going through estate planning right now. So me personally, all my financial advisors that are on this webinar right now, I'm going through estate planning. That is a long, drawn out process that I've been in. And it took me months to choose the firm that I wanted to help me with my estate planning. Because what you're looking to do is you're looking for someone you can trust and someone you can build a relationship with. What is the magazine a great tool to do? It's a great tool to build your credibility and also, most importantly, build that relationship. Use this as a way to partner with local businesses. So Josh and I can get into this kind of in the customization, but you have a great opportunity to feature some of your local partners or local businesses over the holidays, specifically ones that you think maybe you're doing something special with. So maybe you're throwing a client event, right? A party that's happening, and you have some of your vendors helping you put that party on to help with the cost. Feature them on the back cover of your magazine. Maybe there's a harvest festival coming up, right? Or there's a holiday thing that happens in your town. Imagine featuring that on the back cover of your magazine and partnering with that local business in a way you can exchange cost if you want to do that, or just use it to exchange influence. That's probably the most important. So make sure you're adding your local business partners to the list and to your customization. We'll get into that. And then old forgotten leads. This is for your digital, right? So you have leads that you have gotten and obtained over years and years of doing this, whether it's from open houses, Facebook campaigns, maybe you've done seminars. Get those people onto your digital list, right? It's not going to hurt you. Your digital is super cost effective for you to be able to send out a nice digital magazine to them for the holidays. We're going to get into customization and talk about doing like a video message, talk about doing a custom letter, but don't ignore your old forgotten leads. To encourage you in real estate, this is from Tom Ferry. Over the course of a year in your database that you have, on average, 10% will turn a year, meaning 10% will buy or sell a home a year. So your goal should be, how do I build my database bigger and bigger and bigger where I can drip on them? Because I know statistically 10% every year is going to turn, and I want to be able to capitalize on that 10%. Most people, when they get a lead off of Facebook and they try to call it and they try to get in touch with it, then they can't get it on the phone, then they ignore it. And it doesn't go onto any drip, and it sits in their database dying. There's gold in your old leads for your mailing list. So Josh, you want to show them in the interface kind of what they can do to group their mailing list, because obviously we want to make this practical for you to get into your interface. Talk about the new recipient manager and kind of how you can do groups in your interface.
Yeah, I also want to just read a couple comments that are coming in as you were going through this mailing list, because I think a lot of it reinforces what you're saying, and it's good to kind of learn from each other. But Nancy's saying real estate sales for 2022 start in fourth quarter of 2021, which speaks to those prospects who are looking to buy in the new year. Angela saying my VIP and top past clients, so that's another segment. Reach out and ask if I'll sign up their friends and family to receive your magazine because they love it. We also had Nikki talking about referrals. So saying truth, I do a lot of referrals. They're the best because it's a personal referral. So great feedback there in actual results from using some of these tactics and this segmentation. So I will pull up our interface right here. You should be logged in and following along. Really want to show everybody, if you haven't, if you have the current recipient manager, or if you haven't been moved over to the new one yet, this is something that we're rolling out. So we've rolled out, most people have this new version of recipient manager. If you don't have it yet, you will be getting converted to this. The reason why we did this was because there was a lot of confusion over having to go into your magazine to manage your recipients, then going into digital edition to manage recipients, having to go into local events, and each product kind of had its own set of recipients. What we've done here is we've centralized all of that. So right here, you can manage all of your recipients in one location. You can organize them by group. Another way to think about group is segmentation, the relationship that you have to those individuals. And then from there, you can actually assign those groups to receive products. So if you want to have a group that's receiving both American Lifestyle Magazine and the digital edition, you can do that. Maybe you have just a group receiving the email products because they're your prospects or the old leads that Luke was talking about. You just want to continue to nurture on them. Make sure that you're staying top of mind in the email inbox. You can set that up as well. Really easy to create a new group. You simply add a group. You can name that friends and family or whatever new group that you want to create. You can give it a description in case you give it some sort of cryptic description and you need to know what it name and you need to know what it is later. Once you add that group, you can simply go into that group and then you can begin adding recipients. You can add them manually. So you can go in here and just click on add recipient, enter in their name. If it's the physical address, if you're sending them mail, you can do that, or you can enter in their email into this as well. You can import recipients now directly into your account manager. You don't have to wait for our team to clean it up. You can choose your file. We have a great video here on how to import recipients. Select the group that it's going to. You're actually going to be able to match all of the fields. It'll ask you to match up. Most of it it'll do automatically. It'll find first name, address, all that. But if you have any fields in your data file that we don't recognize, you can match that to fields in our CRM as well. You could upload your entire CRM list into your account manager there. And then from there, you can start to split up and group people into those segmentations, making it easier to manage and just keeping an eye on all of those contacts. Great way when you do have one of those transactions that go through and you want to add them to your list. If you already have them in your account manager, you can simply move that recipient into one of those lists that are receiving the magazine. Another reason why you want to segment like this, and I'll go back to our main dashboard here, gets into the customization pieces. So really customizing and personalizing the message that is going to these individuals on this list. And customization is so powerful from the standpoint of it's relevant. Again, it comes back to that relevancy of the person receiving that communication. If it's more relevant to them, they'll take better note of it. You will then stay top of mind with them.
Yep, I love that. I want to point out, because I think this is cool, Dwayne wrote in and said, Premier Automotive Service Center here, top end Benz and BMW specialists. We use the magazine to maintain VIP relationships. And then I think it's Lana House, but I might be pronouncing it wrong. So sorry if I am. She goes, I'm not a realtor. I sell custom label wines and virtual tastings. Our luxury wines are a great mix with your American Lifestyle magazine. Why I wanted to read those two comments.
We'll be happy to sample those.
Josh will sample your wines. But here's what's cool. All of you on this, right? There are businesses in your community like that, right? Just like Lana, you could go partner with a real estate agent with your magazine, right? And you guys can cross-pollinate and have your magazines going out and featuring each other in each other's magazines. It's non-competitive, but you're reaching industries. So there's opportunity there from a customization standpoint. The benefits of your customization is it gives you the ability really to outreach to your community and to your database in an effective way. These stats that you see on the screen, this is our latest GfK survey. So one of the ways we try to measure the effectiveness of our content in the magazine is we hire a third-party research firm. They're one of the largest research media firms in the world. And they just go in and they survey and they do the normal kind of stats to try to figure out, hey, how are people using this? Are people liking it? This is where we get our stats, like the shelf life is 4 weeks, the read time's 44 minutes, average person shares it with 3.2 people. Well, some of the things we see on the customization, so you guys can know, 57% of recipients save the recipe tear-out cards. So what I want to share with you is that, hey, if you choose and Josh can show you this in the interface with tarot cards. If you choose a recipe that's holiday driven, right? And maybe it's a turkey recipe, right? There's a huge chance that they might make that recipe at their holiday get together. That is not an uncommon testimonial that we get. So keep that in mind. I see Josh pulling it up now. So you'll see that from using these customizations and these tarot cards, or the tarot cards, the back covers, the back inside covers, your key thing would be, hey, how do I give something of content that either I think they will use over the holidays, or I could do a phone call based upon. 74% of recipients say a cover photo helps them identify a professional for future business. So if you don't have your photo on the front cover of the magazine, put your photo on the front cover of the magazine for this holiday issue. We see that it is increasing brand awareness. That goes to the first people choose the first agent they think of. 40% of readers pass along the magazine to others to share contact info. So we want to make sure that you're utilizing the customization because it generates results. If you go, Josh, to the next slide, these are some of the testimonials that have come in. You guys can share your own. We've already seen some come in. I'll just read one of these. This is from a financial advisor in New Jersey for us. One of my clients who received the magazine called and said she used one of the recipe cards for their Christmas dinner. Loved the tear-outs, right? So this is a common testimony we get. Don't underestimate it. Get in there, choose a recipe that you would want to make, that you think your clients will want to make, and get in there and customize your magazine. So Josh, you want to walk them through kind of customizing the back covers of the magazine, the back inside covers, the tear-out cards, and the options that they have?
Yep, absolutely. So we have a lot of great holiday options available for what Luke was saying, both your tarot cards. So you can actually go into, when you're on your tarot card screen, browse those categories. I should have pulled it up while I had it pulled up there, but you can browse the categories. You can look for seasonal, and then from seasonal, you can choose winter holiday category, which gives you all of those other options. I had found one that I had pulled up there. The pretzel toffee bark, I believe, is going to be one of the default recipes for that issue, or the peppermint pretzel toffee bark. There's a lot of descriptors in that recipe name, but you can actually go in here to seasonal, and then from there you can go holiday and winter, or you can do fall and harvest. Again, something that I wanted to point out at the beginning of the webinar, make sure you're checking the deadline. So the first holiday edition deadline is September 22nd. So if you have a deadline before that, you'll still be seeing our September, October issue. That was the pink edition. So you'll still be seeing that. You'll roll over to all of the holiday options in your next deadline here as well. But you have some fall and harvest options available if you're still in that issue. And then holiday and winter, you have these different tarot cards available to choose from. Back cover and back inside cover, we have some great holiday template ads available that will be uploaded for free if you're not seeing those yet. you should be seeing those, or you can always check with your client success rep so that we can get those uploaded into your account interface. This is an example of one that's one of our free template ads that you can choose from those designs. We also have a great set of special edition ads. So we looked at that exclusive content in the beginning. Everybody will have these once you're in the holiday deadline. You can come into browse new ads. You can look at your special edition ads and you can see the different topics that are available there. The main strategy here when choosing any of these pieces, whether it's your front cover, your back cover, your back inside cover, your tear out cards, think about the people on your list. Think about what will resonate with those people. Take yourself a little bit out of your own business for a second and think about their interest and being able to send a piece of mail that's going to connect with them. One example might be, think about the cat people on your list. How many cat owners do you have? Use that for your back cover. Do you have dog owners on your list? Use that for your back inside cover. Take all of the foodies and make sure that you're choosing tear out cards for them. And then the key here is to call those people up either before the magazine arrives or after. And what you want to say is either, hey, just want to let you know I sent my latest edition of American Lifestyle magazine, or whichever brand of magazine you're using, or hey, just let you know my latest edition should have delivered, wondered if you got it. Here's the key line. I was thinking of you when I selected the tear out card, or I was thinking of you when I selected that back cover because I know how much you love cats. That is what is going to build the relationship. That is what is going to make people feel good. And when people feel good and they feel like you've done a good thing for them, that triggers the norm of reciprocity, which means that they are more compelled to do a nice thing for you. That might be a referral, that might be additional business, that might be something else that helps with building and maintaining that relationship. But all of that is wrapped up in the psychology of why you would be sending this and why you would be choosing some of these options that we're looking at. You see here, we have a couple different custom designs. We actually have a great promotion going on right now. If you've never been to our creative services site, I would definitely recommend checking it out. We're going to include all of these links. You don't have to remember all of this. We're going to include all of these links in the follow-up email and on the web page where we have the recording stored. You can come up here, you can look at our different services. So we have customizable designs, we have different design services, photo services, stationery services, but within customizable designs, you see all of our different options here. I actually have a great ad going on right now for the holiday edition. These are premium designs that you can customize. So what you can do is you can choose the one that you like. A great option might be to include a family photo on the back cover of your magazine, a little bit larger than maybe in one of our template ads. Once you select that, you can choose whether or not you want it for the back cover or the back inside cover. And then you can simply upload your photo right through here, as well as any notes that you have or any additional customization. Include your notes right here in the order process. These are half off for the holiday edition. We're going to include links to that in the designs, but you also have all of those great free options as well. As you kind of go through here, you can see it all again. The holiday ad promotion, select a template, a premium template for only $49, that's half off. You could do a fully custom one. So Luke talked about the idea of partnering with somebody. We can actually design an ad for them. As a matter of fact, a lot of the customs that we do for clients are paid for by their partners or people advertising alongside of them in the magazine. So we can do that. And of course, you have all of those free and exclusive content ads available in your interface as well.
Yep. A lot of great questions. David is saying with the back inside cover, he's looking to do a real estate. I think you're saying, what will my home sell for, with a QR code, and he wants to link to like his sync website or landing page. So you can definitely do that. We have a lot of agents that put QR codes right on their tear out cards, put QR codes on their ads that they're doing. You can do that. Any of you, because I also think I saw David say he owned an ad agency, so he would design up the ad. You can give us all your ad material. If you go back to the interface, Josh, show them where they can upload. If you have an ad that you've run before that you want to run in your magazine, you can send that to us and just go to your upload tab. And we have all the specs there as well on the right-hand side of, hey, what does this ad need to be if it's the back inside cover versus the back cover? We can help you with that, resize that, put that on the magazine. Also can be done for your tear out cards. A lot of people miss that. Like, we have tons of, obviously hundreds of different options you can choose from for your tear out cards, but this can also be totally custom. So if you're thinking about what I said earlier, there's a local business and maybe they're doing a holiday event. Maybe it's a local restaurant that's doing something special for the holidays, and you want to feature that local restaurant on your tear out card. You can do that, right? Because the tear out cards can be totally custom. The one in the front can be different than the one in the back if you want to do that, right? So it's all kind of what you think you want to do with the magazine. The key, though, is knowing that the goal is to give you the chance to have engagement. I think I saw, it was way back at the top, I think it was Susie Connell says, does Reminder Media have a vehicle for us to ask for referrals / testimonials? Great question. So we have scripts. If you're asking about, hey, how do I make those calls? We'll talk about those here in just a little bit on the webinar, but there's scripts in your resource library to help you go about doing that to get those referrals using this conversation. So, all right, so let's move on just for the sake of time, because I see we're already at 4:35. Let's talk about your front cover, specifically your photo. You have tons of different cover options. I think I saw someone ask if all faiths and different holidays are represented. Yeah, so this is like a Merry Christmas option, but there are tons of different cover options, right? So Hanukkah, the different ones that are celebrated, you can choose the one that resonates. For people in California, right, it's gonna be different. You don't want snow on your front cover. So we try to do the best we can to get as many options as we can that represents across the US. So you guys will have that. But the specific key strategy I want you to do for the holidays is I want you to use a personal photo. So everybody sees you all year long in your suit and tie or however you're dressed up for your professional headshot. And that's great from a branding standpoint. But one of the keys to getting people to actually have a relationship with you and actually remember you is to get them to know, like, and trust you. I want them to get to know you, and you can use the photo on the front cover to showcase that specifically for the holidays. So my wife, Megan, and I just had our first little girl, Evelyn. So like her and I could snap a photo with us with little Evelyn, put that on the front cover of our magazine going out. It immediately humanizes me. If I'm a financial advisor, you know, I hate to say this, but it's kind of a stodgy industry. Everybody sees it as a suit and tie type industry. That humanizes you to your client base. It makes it more real, makes it more personal. My wife, Megan, and I, not only do we have our first little girl, Evelyn, we have 2 dogs, Bilbo and Nora. So maybe we put our dogs, Bilbo and Nora, and us, it's our whole family. And now all of a sudden, I'm easily, just in a subconscious way, connecting with all the people that I'm sending this to that are also animal lovers or that have dogs. Tony Robbins, I'm a student of Tony Robbins, and he teaches about getting into a state of rapport. And one of the main ways that you create rapport is through commonality. When people have things in common, there's a natural just trust there, a rapport that starts building. Changing your front cover photo to be a more personalized photo for the holidays is super powerful to humanize you to your audience. So you can upload as many photos as you want into your system. You can crop them in there. So you don't be afraid. I think, Josh, if you showcase yours, you have like a picture of you and your dog Bailey in there. You have a bunch of different photos, but utilize the photo as a way to humanize yourself on the front cover of your magazine to connect you with your database.
I want to answer a question real quick before you jump into the second one. Is Sherry saying, I often like to look at the front covers with no personal photo. Is there a way to add my photo onto those covers, or do I have to only use the front covers that already have the personal photo spaces on them? So we definitely recommend using your photo on the front cover, just due to the brand recognition and the fact that people have told us that it increases the awareness of the person sending it. The reason why some of the ones with the photo space may look a little bit different than the other ones is just because of the spacing of where the photo needs to sit with the text to be readable and the headline and everything else. So those would be the only options right now that you would have to add your photo to. So just wanted to answer that one real quick.
Yeah, great question. I see a ton of questions coming in. So I also want to point out, one is this is definitely recorded and we're sending it out with all the stuff we're talking about. And then 2, we have a Q&A we're going to get to at the end too. So if we're saying someone's question, but not saying yours, we're going to get to yours at the end. So just make sure everybody knows that. So customize with the front covers, choose a cover option that relates to you. Try to use a personal photo if you can, right? Humanize yourself to the audience. Second way to really customize your magazine to get personal, to get people to know, like, and trust you. And this is where you really take advantage of the groups that we told you to set up, right? Is your inside front letter. So every business sends a greeting card for the holidays, right? I get one from my plumber, get one from my orthodontist, get one from all these companies. They end up either on the mantle or in a basket. You have the ability to send a nice gift through a magazine, which is why you're using us, but you still can do a personalized letter down to an individual if you want, or a whole group that you're sending to. So we want you to take advantage and make sure that you're writing a personal letter. And one of the greatest ideas that I've seen is, growing up, I'm a pastor's kid, right? And so my dad's a pastor, he's still a pastor. And we did a lot of supporting of missionaries. And we would always get letters from the missionaries that would talk to us about their year. It was kind of their year in review. You know, little Jimmy graduated from middle school and went to high school this year. Here's what's happening in Uruguay. And you would get this update. And those were great letters that connected you to that missionary and the work that they were doing. You can take advantage of that same type of idea in your letter. What has your year been? What's happened in your life? What have your clients contributed? It's kind of a thank you to them of, here's what's happened in our year. We do this ourselves. So on the mailer that goes out to all of our friends and family of the employees here at Reminder Media, we write a letter from Reminder Media to them and tell them about our year, the new products we've released, the new clients and industries we've gotten into, everything that's happened, because they're a huge part of helping us, because they support us and they support our employees. And it's a way to connect us to our friends and family in Sphere. So you want to show them.
And I love that idea of the year in review recap is so powerful from that perspective. You can see here up on the screen, one of our clients came up with a really creative way to share their creativity and their personality in their letter with their own take on the night before Christmas. I think they even got some of their team member names added into the letter here. So you don't have to be a writer or a poet in order to send out a personal note. We actually provide you with some templates that you can use as well. So again, the idea of personalizing it is huge, but if you don't have the writing chops, I guess you would say, in order to write your own, we provide letter templates. So we'll include this link again in the recording as well. But if you've never seen these, we have this on all different types of letters. So whether it's a referral letter or it's a new to business, promo copies and farming, anniversaries, retiring, you can see all of the different options here that we have at the top. We also have a couple great holiday letters. So we've got a New Year's goals letter that you could read or use. We have this holiday gratitude letter that you might want to choose as well. It's as simple as taking this letter, copying it, and then you would want to pick the group that you would assign that letter to. So you would hit edit on your magazine, edit letter, choose the group that you want to send that letter to, whether it's your recipient letter or it's a promotional letter. I'm going to choose this one because it's a gratitude one. I'm going to go ahead and choose my advocates for this, choose edit, take the existing letter in there, paste in the new letter, hit save, and you're done. You could even go in here and tweak it a little bit yourself, use this as a starting point for inspiration, and it is that simple to update your letter. If you want to set it to multiple groups, it'll give you that option as well for your letters.
We have some questions coming in here that I think are great. Well, one, Susie, thank you for saying, she goes, I love every coach I've spoken with, especially Dominic Lopez. Yeah, Dominic, rock star. So appreciate you saying that. I'll make sure they know. All of you, right, point out the chat down at the bottom right-hand corner, right? If you need help when you're in the interface, we have coaches available that can help you, and you can chat or we can get on the phone with you. So you can always take advantage of that. Karen is asking, where do you see the sample letters? Can you point that out one more time, Josh? I want to make sure people, and we're going to send out the link for you too, Karen. So you can get those.
They are a link from your interface. You can get those at remindermedia.com/sample. It's kind of a tough one to type out, --letter-template. That's where we're going to include the link in the recording of the webinar when we send this out. So keep an eye out for the email.
Teresa is saying, can we change your the magazine from Start Healthy to Good to Be Home? You can, right? And I'm mentioning this because I saw this, I think, a bunch of times coming through as a question. So you can change your magazine every issue, right? So any of you can switch at any point. There's no charge for switching. It's very easy. If you're looking at what Josh is doing right now, he literally went to his magazine and clicked that edit, click change magazine, and now he can change. It will update all of your stuff. Just go in and check your letter to make sure that you're sending the letter that you want. just to double check that if you do that customization. But that's a great opportunity for you to get feedback, change it up a little bit, use that as your reason to call. Not only can you customize the letter on your print magazine, you can customize the letter on your digital. So I talked about, hey, you're going to have your core advocates, you're going to have your friends and family, you're going to have those people that you're investing in, you want to send the gift to the magazine, but you have all these other leads, right? And maybe they're not high enough in your, or low enough, I should say, in your funnel. Maybe they're top of funnel for you, and you still want to be in touch with them, but you don't want to spend the money of a magazine on them. Send them your digital. Your digital has the same capabilities and more of customizing the letter to the group that you're sending it to. So you can make it very personalized based upon the group. It comes across super high quality, and you can actually do a video in your digital. So we have real estate agents that will put their listing videos in there. We have people that will put their bio type videos, like the intro videos that they have on their website. I would encourage you, if you're sending out your digital, do a thank you video to your clients and record that, put that in your digital edition, and just thank them. Hey, just want to say thank you for a great year. Maybe even reference one of the recipes that's in the actual digital magazine. If you're really brave, make the recipe in your video. That would be kind of funny. But do a video. And Josh, you can show them real quick how easy it is to kind of just embed a video in their magazine. And I want to point out that you can also text, as Josh is pulling this out. You can text your digital edition. Your link that you get is unique to you. So you can put that on your website. You can put that on your social media, your digital edition link, right? And you can also send it in a text to somebody, and it doesn't come across as just a link. It actually comes across as a beautiful image for them. If you don't follow me on social, I'd love to connect with you. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at Luke Acree, because I'm always trying to give tips during, timely things like this Labor Day. I hope some of you took advantage on Labor Day to pull out your phone and take 10 of your clients, 20 of your core advocates, text them. I was encouraging people, pull out your phone, say, hey, Josh, was thinking about you today, man. Happy Labor Day. Hope you're doing well. Hey, man, thought you might enjoy this magazine that I put out. There's a great recipe that you can try to make for Labor Day. But anyways, appreciate your brother. Hope you're doing well. Do that for 10 people. That type of text to your core database is so unexpected that it's so valuable and can strengthen that relationship. And it's so simple for you to do. And the digital comes across really, really well in text as well.
Yep. It's actually a lot easier than people may think to add video to your digital edition letter. I'm going to jump in here to edit this version. So you can either set this up in your recurrence for your next issue, or you can set it up in the existing issue that you have going out. Once you set up what covers you want to use, images, back cover, that drops you into your letter editor. You can already see here, I've got one of our Stay Paid videos embedded into my letter. I also have an image here embedded into my letter as well. What that looks like in the actual letter editor. So this is where you would type your letter. You can actually paste in what's called an embed code, and pretty much every video that you're going to share online today, when you click that share button, it's going to give you the option to see that embed code that will actually place the video into your letter, because this is essentially HTML for your digital edition. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take their Facebook video. So I'll pull this one up right here. Maybe you have some client testimonials like we talked about. We've got our client testimonials uploaded here on Facebook. You'll see these little 3 dots next to the video. Always keep an eye out. Anytime you're looking for something on video on social media, look for the 3 dots. Everything's always hidden in those 3 dots. Click embed. That will give you this code. You don't have to understand what the code means. It doesn't matter. You just have to copy the code. You can even have it start at a certain time. Copy that code, jump back into your letter. We're going to paste this right below the other one. And you can see there in real time, it updates and it shows you how you can embed your video from Facebook. You can do that from YouTube. You can do that from any of those video platforms directly there within your digital edition. Super simple.
Yep. And your client success rep, if some of you are nervous, they will help you with that. So don't panic at all. They will help you do that. Your digital, you send through email, right? In your analytics, you'll have a piece that says most engaged. Use that as your trigger to text those people. You already know they're engaging with your digital. What a great way to say, hey, Josh, was thinking about you today, man. I just got my latest issue of American Lifestyle and made me remember I'm sending it to you. I hope you're enjoying it. I just really appreciate the relationship we have. you already know he's engaging with it, but it's a way to take a passive piece of marketing that's getting engagement and trigger a conversation that strengthens the relationship and can open up the door for repeat business or referrals. So use that as a trigger activity. You can share your digital, obviously, on your social as well. So you can share it on your Facebook pages. You can share it across your social media, but you can also use the branded post library. So we have a ton of different articles related around the holidays for you, right? Whether it's recipes, whether it's lifestyle stuff that you can utilize to post out on your social media. There's also schedulers in there. So if you don't have a lot of time, which most of you don't, get in there, schedule out for your holidays. Maybe it's a countdown to Christmas that you're doing, or maybe it's a countdown to Thanksgiving that you want to do. You can schedule out on your Facebook page. You can schedule out on your Instagram. We have Instagram posts in there. The key for the branded post library. And Josh, if you want to pull this up, I want to show people that, look, posting on your Facebook is critical. Posting and keeping active on your Instagram or LinkedIn, it's critical. Here's why. In psychology, activity in the mind of the consumer, they think productivity, right? So when people see you're active, I get this all the time from my friends. They see my face everywhere because I put out a bunch of ads, I put out a bunch of content and all this stuff. And they're just like, man, you're killing it. They have no idea if I'm really killing it or not on the bottom line, but they're seeing me everywhere. That's what we want for you. So you want to be active because it puts in the minds of the people in your sphere, you're productive. But here's the key. You don't just want to be posting up on your feed, because the algorithms of Instagram and Facebook, they're changing all the time. No one truly knows them. But here's one thing I do know for sure. Facebook and Instagram are not favoring business pages. They're not favoring business accounts. It's not something that we can complain about. It's just a reality. So you need to be consistent. Get in there, use our scheduling feature, pick a bunch of articles, schedule them out on your Facebook. You're going to be consistent. Here's why. When people are thinking about using you, one of the number one things they're going to do is they're going to Google you, right? And one of the things they're probably going to find is they're probably going to find your LinkedIn page. They're probably going to find your Facebook page, and they're going to look. And if you're in real estate, I'll just use that as an example. Why do they think that you can market and sell their home if you can't even post consistently and market your own business? So you need to be consistent and active. This content and scheduling can help you do that. But I want to help you connect more with the actual client on these Instagram and Facebook platforms. And that's why I encourage people to use the content to connect personally. I like to frame things up into bite-sized, rememberable things. So I call this a 5 for 5. Take 5 minutes every day, pick 5 people in your list, use content to connect with them. It's as simple as this. If Josh is on my list, I know that he has a dog named Bailey. I come to this content, I search dogs, I grab a dog article, I go to Josh's specific Facebook wall, or I go in the DM, meaning the private message, and I DM Josh and I go, Josh, thinking about you today, brother. Hope you're doing well. I saw this article. I hope Bailey's doing well too. Thought of you. Anyways, appreciate you. And if you ever need anything, let me know. Here's why that's so powerful. Everybody has 5 minutes a day. You have 5 people on your list. If you do that every single day, just do that for a month over the course of 30 days, you're going to hit probably all of your core advocates, not just with a mass blast, not just with a post they're seeing on a feed, with a personal message. And here's the beauty of it. Not only are you growing that relationship, but the algorithm on the back end, behind the scenes in Instagram and Facebook, one of the main things they look at of who they're going to show your post to is who they believe you actually have a real relationship with and who would actually be interested in your content. And they look and they judge that by the engagement that you have with that person. So here's the challenge. Next time you post on Instagram, go and start liking and commenting, go to people's stories, swipe up, engage with them. You're going to see those people that you're engaging with, you're going to see more of their content on your feed, because the algorithm in the background is going, oh, Josh and Luke, they're engaging with each other. Luke likes Josh's content. Let me show more content to Luke like Josh. So if you're doing and using the content personally to connect by just taking 5 minutes a day and connecting with 5 people personally, chances are Josh is probably going to DM you back. Josh is probably going to comment on his wall because you posted this to him. So, or you tagged him in the post that you did, you're probably going to get an engagement from Josh. And so the next time you post just generically, there's a big chance that Josh will see that post. So it will also help you stay in front of your audience that you want on Facebook. Utilize our branded posts to do that. Another idea, because we're running out of time, I'm trying to speak really fast. Another idea is doing like competitions as you come to the holidays, is do some competition, partner with a local coffee shop. My brother does this all the time. So he'll go and find a local business. He'll get one of their gift cards and he'll do a competition on his Instagram or a competition on his Facebook page, win $50 to this restaurant. And then he has something like and share this, or, do something that's with the community. And it just gets a lot of buzz. He gets a lot of people sharing it, and it costs him $50 gift card is what it cost him. So that's another idea you could do for your social media coming up on the holidays to stay in front of people. Whew, that was a mouthful. So
I don't know if I should read questions to give you a break, or if we should keep going.
So okay, I'm going to move on to let me move on to leveraging your magazine. And quickly, the key here, right, is you're taking social from mass posting and trying to make it personal by DMing, commenting, liking, right? Do the same for your print magazine. Order promotional copies, right? Because you're going to be going to holiday get-togethers. You're probably going to be at harvest trunk or treat things and stuff like that. Like growing up, my dad and our church, we always did a Christmas party at the church, or there was always trunk or treats, or there's always these things that you're going to. Take your magazines with you. They're gifts, right? They're not just marketing collateral. Make the recipe for the event you're going to from your magazine. That's what ties it all together. So it's not weird. So it doesn't feel awkward. Bring in your magazine. If there's cookies, make the cookies and bring that to the event. If it's a meal, make the turkey or whatever it is that you're brave enough to make. Bring it to the event. Take your magazines with you. And it's also go ahead.
Quick, if you're using digital too, you can the recipe card in your digital edition is branded to you. So if you didn't want to take the magazines or that many magazines, you could take a few of the physical magazines, and then you could also print out the recipe on your printer at home or at the office and take those in along, so that everyone who tries that recipe, they can then take it if they like it, and they'll have all of your branding right there on that recipe card.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. This is also, the magazine's great for pop buys. So I know, Josh, we had like a podcast that we did on pop buys and stuff like that where people can get, but if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely go back and look on, like I said, you go to staypaidpodcast.com. There's a search bar on there. You can search pop buy. We talk about pop buy strategies specifically. We even go over, there's a top producer down in Tampa. Her name is Crystal Brady. She walks through this plan on how to execute a successful pop buy strategy. We include how to schedule it out, how to pre-plan it, how to actually execute on it, how to follow up with it, even some of the scripts that you can send in a text message to your clients, letting them know that you're going to be in the area. You would love to stop by and see them. When you do that pop by, you want to bring an item of value. You want to bring something that you can give to your clients, whether that's a small gift. You can use our printables as well for things like that. So if you actually go into, and this is where I'll jump over and show within the interface these resources, we have some great holiday printables. We have printables for just about every holiday right now. If you were to go in here and let's look up, let's see if holiday, I did this earlier. Did I remember how to, yeah, there we go. Holiday candy wrappers. We got holiday gift tags, holiday candy cards, super simple to print out. You can then attach, I think this has a little Hershey Kiss attached to it, so you get the red Hershey Kisses. You can do Rudolph's nose. You can put a nice holiday candy wrapper around it. It doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be something ultra expensive. The goal here is just to do that nice physical contact where you can stop by. Obviously right now, make sure you have a level of comfort with the person that you're stopping by, if they're comfortable with you stopping by, or if you just want to say hi from the driveway, whatever people are comfortable with there as well. Those opportunities, we talked about, we've heard this same person that we had on the podcast would talk about how people would just invite them in and they would end up staying there for half an hour. They would show them all the different renovations and things that they've done since they bought the house. And then that naturally led into, hey, by the way, Do you know any general contractors? By the way, we were looking at this potential opportunity, or I have somebody that also needs help selling their home. And that's where those additional business opportunities come from. These are just those little things that really tie it together and give people a nice item of value whenever you're going through your Popeye efforts. We also have scripts on the website. So if you come in here and you look up scripts, you can find some scripts that you could use either for the Popeye or for those follow-up calls. All of those are available as well. We've got right here, I was showing you earlier, talking about how we've got the printables for the recipes, the networking scripts, these pocket-sized networking scripts. All of that's available in your interface. So if you're hearing Luke talk about, hey, you're going to be at a networking event, you got to do this. Well, I don't know what to say. Jump into your interface. All of these things are free to you to use.
Yep. Love it. All right. So we want to get to the question and answers. Before we get there, want to make sure, why are we doing all this? Why are you doing all this? Why are you going to go through the time of making sure you're trying to execute on some of these strategies just for return on investment? I wanted to put this referral map on this for you to try to spark in you just excitement to go get the gold that's in your database statistically, right? So I don't know your numbers in your business. So your commission might be a little different, right? A little less, or your average price point might be a little less or more. I did the average home sale price of $367,000, right? What we see from our survey is that over the course of 12 months, the respondents to the survey, when asked the question, have you referred your business professional business that sends you the magazine in the last 12 months, 58% respond yes. So if you're sending to 50 people, that means over the course of a year, there's 29 referral opportunities out there. You're not going to get all of them and close all of them. Let's say you close 50%, that'd be 14 new clients for you. If your average price point is $367,000, your 3% commission, it's $11,000 basically in GCI. If you times that by the 14.5 clients, that's where you get the $159,000. I want to get you to take action of using the magazine. Pick up that phone, call the people you sent the magazine to, use targeted follow-up. If you can't call all 50, use the targeted follow-up in your interface. If you're in real estate, these are the people that are most likely to list their home in the next 6 to 12 months. Use the magazine as your reason to call. There's gold in your database. Go after it. We have so many top producers that we work with, but the difference that I see with them is they really add proactivity to their marketing campaign. So I just want to challenge you to do that. So that's just immediate trying to go after your business, right? If you're thinking repeat business, I want to encourage you, if you send the magazine to someone for 5 years, right? And let's say you've been sending a magazine to someone for 3.5 years, like I haven't gotten anything from this person, or for 4 years, I haven't gotten it. For 5 years, it's $120. If that person moves, let alone gives you referrals, right? In that price point, you could get $10,890 from a $120 investment, right? So your key here that you're trying to do is you're trying to build that top of mind awareness. There's gold in your database. There's repeat business to be had. Move that to 10 years, right? You're spending $240 on someone over 10 years. And the return you'll get from them moving will way outweigh what you've spent on them, let alone the referrals you're going to get. We want to make sure that you're adding to your list. We appreciate you guys being clients. Anybody that you want to add up to the next 20 names. So if you have friends and family, past transactions you've done this year, we'll pay for half on your next mailing. So as a way to incentivize you to add to your list, clean up your list, get in there. Maybe there's some people you shouldn't be sending to, some people you want to add. We'll pay for half on your next holiday mailing, just as want to thank you and to encourage you to be active in there. It's a living document that you should be using. If you don't use the digital, I know most of you use the digital stuff. If you don't use that and you want a demo of the demo, more than happy to walk you through a demo of the digital. Go to remindermedia.com/digital demo, and we'll be able to get that set up for you on that page if you want to go there. Let's go to Q&A now, because we're pretty much at the hour and we want to answer everybody's questions. So Josh and I will stay on and answer people's questions and all that good stuff.
Wow, we're only 3 minutes over.
Yeah, which is impressive for us, but we appreciate you guys so much.
I want to bring up, because we had a lot of people asking, since you just mentioned the digital demo, we had a lot of people asking, is the digital edition extra? Does it come part with the print magazine? What about the social media posts? So our digital marketing platform, We showed a little bit of digital edition. We showed a little bit of social media posts. You also have local events, which are those hand-selected local gems for your market. We have 150 markets. That has an email platform as well. We send out the emails for you. You can send up to 1,000 in each one of those products, and you can share all of those social media posts. There's over 2,500. You can share those unlimited on social media as well as schedule. That is $60 a month. So $59.99 for access to the digital marketing platform. Those social media posts, we do have a free version of them. So all of those are available through your interface for free. They're just not branded to you. You would want to upgrade to the digital marketing platform to get those branded for you. Mary's asking real quick. I just want to point this one out. Where do you find your interface? If you need your login, go ahead and chat in, Mary, your email address. Jesse's still on the line. She can get you a link that'll reset the interface. But the link to that, you can go to ReminderMedia.com. In the upper right-hand corner, there's just a button that says login.
Teresa is asking, do we need a code to get half off adding 20 new recipients for the magazine? Great question. We have all of your info because you guys have registered for this webinar. So anybody who adds names for their next issue, you will get that deal. So we'll go through on our end and kind of do a cross check and we'll get that added for you. So you just add the names and we'll make sure that you get that coupon applied there because we have you because you registered for this. And then we'll check that with our interface and who's adding names. But great question.
Charles is asking, can the local events be posted to social media? So what we'll do is we'll actually take that email of the list of local events and you can post that to social media. So you post that up, it's a web page, it links to all of those events, and that page is branded to you as well.
Cynthia is saying, what do you recommend for mortgage lenders on the postcard? So that's a great question. There's a ton of, I think, different ideas that you could probably do. I will tell you our most popular piece of content is the recipes. And I think it's because everybody has food in common. Everybody tends to eat. It's our most popular piece of content that we get feedback on that people love. So don't be thinking, oh, I'm in mortgage. Can I do a recipe on my tarot card? The idea of the magazine is really a gift to your clients, something that they will enjoy, but that they'll keep and hang on to that will keep your brand top of mind. With that being said, you can do things like feature, like maybe someone like the real estate agent that you get a lot of referrals from, right? Or the title company or the insurance company, or there's a financial advisor or a lawyer. Who are your referral partners? Maybe feature them on your tarot card or your back cover as a thank you to them and advertise them to your database of clients. So that's a creative idea that you could do. If you do an event, it could be in an invitation type tarot card that you put on there. It could be a referral card. You could do a competition. We've seen people do competitions on their tarot cards where people can win an Amazon gift card or something like that. So that's just some ideas for you. But I will tell you with this content, so everybody knows, we want to be one of the pieces of content that you send that's actually not product heavy, right? That's not like pushing your marketing heavy. Most of the marketing we send is very solicitation based, like it's our products, it's our faces, right? It's promotions. We want this to be more perceived as it's a gift. Hey, I value you. I thought you would enjoy it. That's why our shelf life, I think, is 4 weeks, where if you compare that to like a postcard, at most they've tracked it to be 72 hours because this has some weight to it, some value to it, and people keep it on their coffee table.
Yeah. A few questions coming in regarding the deadlines and asking, hey, I don't have those holiday covers, or when will my holiday edition go out? What time will it go out? I want to show, because we actually have deadlines each week, and we'll mail one magazine each week for 8 weeks. That just lets us keep the printers running and get the covers printed, because every single cover is unique to what you're sending. If you go onto your magazine's dashboard, so this right here where it says good to be home for me, it could say American Lifestyle for you. It could say Start Healthy for you. Check right here what your deadline date is and your delivery dates. So the first deadline date for this holiday issue is September 22nd. So if you have a deadline before that, it's going to be the next issue for you. You can also see that by scrolling down here and checking the delivery date. So you can see, since my deadline is September 22nd, my delivery dates are October through November, beginning of November here. if I was to hit the next one, I'd already be in the new year. So that's why this is the holiday one for me. Your dates might be a little bit different. The dashboard's the place to go. You can also use this chat feature here within our interface to ask any questions of your client success rep. They can give you more specific answers about your account, maybe better than we could as a general answer here on the webinar today.
Love it. Sherry is saying, is it possible to place a different photo on the front cover from what is on the inside cover in tear out cards? So if you want to go, Josh, and show on the back cover and show kind of where people, for your back covers, you have the option to use a different photo on your back cover, and you can do that right in your interface. Tear out cards, it would be a custom one that you're doing. So you have the option to do it on your tear out cards as well. Front inside cover would be the same as your front cover in what you're using.
Yep. So on your back inside cover or your back cover, that's where you can change the photos for that. You simply click customize ad here on the page, and then you can choose from any of those photos you have uploaded in your photos page, save that out, and that will update automatically. Like Luke said, it will be the same photo on the front cover, front inside cover, and tear out cards, but you can change them, make them different on the back cover, back inside cover.
Anne is saying, just want to make sure I understand, you can do different letter in each magazine. There's not a minimum to the number of magazines I can change. That's correct. You can do letters per groups. You could put even one person, like Josh, in examples he used to do. Like if Megan and I just had our daughter Evelyn, you could literally send Megan and I a different letter than you send the rest of the people if you want to do that. So there's no minimum for the letter. For the promotional copies, there's a minimum for you of what you can send to you, and that starts at 20. You can go up in increments of 5. Those are the ones we drop ship to you, and those can have a different letter, obviously, than the ones you send to your clients or your prospects.
A couple people, I'm just trying to go back and look at some of the questions that we missed while we were going through the slides. People asking about the recipient manager, some great feedback coming in for that, so thank you for sending that in. Other people asking when they will be converted. We are rolling through all of those conversions now. It should be pretty soon. I don't have an exact date because everybody's conversion date is based on their own specific deadlines. But we are running through all of those currently. And if you have a question about specifically when yours will be converted, you should be able to contact your client success rep. They should get you a better idea for that. Hopefully that helps.
David is saying, thanks guys. Was it groups of 25 print magazines for increases? For the magazines sent, you can go up in increments of 1. So as long as you hit your minimum of 50, and 50 can be between your promotional copies and the ones you're sending out directly to people, or we're sending out for you to directly to people. After 50, you can do 51, 52, 53. You go up in increments of 1. Jody is asking a great question. Can I divide up my list and send one magazine to one set of people and another magazine to another? At this point with our tech, it's one magazine per issue, but we are working really, really hard. Our tech team is working really, really hard to get it down to where you can literally send all of our magazines within the same, you pick which recipient, what magazine you want them to get. So that's coming soon. That's a teaser for you. I just want you guys to know, hey, we're working on that to get that done. I'm hoping that will be sometime, earlier next year, but they're doing a bunch of tech stuff behind the scenes to enable us to do that. But for now, it would be only one. It would be one magazine per issue, and you can change it each issue that goes out.
Orlando had a question earlier on about the customization. Does that customization carry from issue to issue, or does it have to be updated each issue? Great question. There's a few things that carry through each issue. There's a few things that get updated. Front covers will automatically update for you. The front inside cover letter will automatically update for you each issue. You can go in and change it from there. Your tear out cards will automatically update for you each issue. And then of course the content of the magazine itself. Back cover and back cover will not update automatically. You would want to go in and select a new one for your back cover and back inside cover.
Yep. Susanna is asking, is the price for Good to Be Home magazine different from American Lifestyle magazine? Nope, exact same price. So you can switch between magazines. It's all the same price. Joan is asking, is there a contract time frame for digital marketing? And if so, the length of time required? There is no contract for digital. So you can turn on and off that as you see the value. Obviously, our goal would be that you don't turn it off, but we want you to see the value in it. There's no contract there with digital. You can turn it on and turn it off as you choose.
Carly's asking if you are changing from American Lifestyle to Good to Be Home for the first time, and we call to let them know and ask them for feedback. How can we describe the difference and why we thought they would appreciate the change? I have not seen a Good to Be Home, but I have sent American Lifestyle for a while. So that's a really great question. It's also an awesome opportunity to make that touch point. It gives you an excuse to call people and let them find out what they think of the new issue. I would definitely turn it in towards the content, right? So I would use that as an opportunity to pull a couple articles from your upcoming Good to Be Home magazine. Find something that you can connect to or that you think connects with somebody that you're sending to. Let them know that you switched magazines because you were thinking of them and thought that they would enjoy. Maybe they love to garden, or maybe they love the landscape and they have a lot of pride in their backyard, or maybe they love to entertain outside. That's all of the different articles that are found within Good to Be Home. And so it's a great opportunity to use that as a way to connect with them. Try and make it as personal as possible. I will say, if you have a blanket kind of reason for calling everybody and you use the same line on everybody, it might come across a little awkward in some situations. Try and make it as personal as possible to their interests from the content perspective, and focus in on those people that you know what it would have an impact on.
Yeah, another great idea for customization that drives a phone call, and I've done this with agents, is who's your Rolodex of trusted partners that help your clients? So if you're in real estate and people move in, statistics show a ton of people do remodeling and do updates to the home that they just moved into. Who's your trusted contractor, electrician, plumber? Why not feature your trusted partners that you can refer to your clients? Because you're not just a real estate agent, right? You want to help them, make sure you help them with all different areas, and you're the connector. Put that as an ad on your back cover. And then your call is literally letting your clients, checking in on them, how you doing, and also letting them know, hey, I just want to make sure I pointed out to you, if you ever need anything with the home, whether it's contracting, plumbing, electrician, I do a lot of this. I have really great partners that I am more than happy to connect you with. In fact, they're featured on the back cover of my magazine. Just want to make sure that all my clients know that. That's an easy way to call, a reason to call your clients. That's maybe different from the first time you called them when you were just checking in and telling them about the magazine. Same applies for insurance, financial professionals, right? You might work, if you're a financial advisor, who's your estate planning attorney? Who's the accountant that you trust? What are these partnerships that you have that you can bring to the table for your clients that you can use the magazine as a customization piece to have that phone call?
Yes. Again, I'm getting a lot of questions. I'm trying to go through and respond to a lot manually because everyone sort of has a different situation with their deadlines. Any questions about your deadlines, I would definitely log in, check the dashboard, see when those delivery dates are, follow up with your client success rep, or use that chat feature on our website. We can get your deadline set to what makes the most sense in terms of when you want those magazines to hit homes.
Yep. Amanda is asking, can you link to Google My Business? So I'm not sure when that came in when we were speaking. You can definitely put the link to Google My Business on your digital and do that. You can share your digital magazine on your Google business page. In fact, I would encourage all of you, if you don't have your Google business page, update it. If you're not putting pictures up there, and if you're not writing descriptions and stuff like that, hey, that's a big thing for SEO. You need to get on that. I'm not positive though exactly what you meant, because I'm not sure when that came in when we were talking, but hopefully that helps. Carla wrote in something really cool. She goes, I send the magazine to my small enclave of homes. We have a twice yearly block party. I asked them to bring a dish from your recipes. That's awesome.
That's great. A couple questions here about letters. So Anna's saying, just want to make sure I understand. You can do a different letter in each magazine. There's not a minimum to the number of magazines I change. No, so you could have a different letter go. If you wanted to, you could write 50 different letters for 50 different people in your magazine, and there's no additional charge there. That's how the system is built to support that. Anonymous was saying, can you use different letters for different groups? Absolutely. So whenever we were in the interface and you go to front inside cover, it's going to have the ability to edit your recipient letter or your promotional copies letter, choose edit recipient letter. Then it's going to list out the groups. You could have a different letter for each one of those groups in your interface. And then I think you answered Sherry's questions about sending half the database Start Healthy and the other half
Yep.
Good to Be Home. Okay, so we got that one.
So Marlene is saying, will I ever be able to add a custom giveaway we provide to them that is not connected to Reminder Media? So yeah, we do giveaways every so often, but yes, you can. So you can create with your tarot card totally custom. And maybe I see agents do this a lot. They do like $100 Amazon gift card or something like that. And on their tarot card, there's a couple ways you could do it. You could literally have it to where they fill it out and send it to you. But I think it's better to put a QR code on there or point them to a landing page where you can, where they can enter in for that contest. So you can definitely do that, Marlene. Cheryl's saying, can I repeat what I said about Google? Yeah. So what I was saying is if you don't have your Google business page updated, like a lot of agents, so go Google yourself right now. This is a good exercise, right? So go Google yourself. What comes up? That Google profile, you should have a Google business page. You should claim your page as your local agent, local financial advisor. Make sure you're updating that. Make sure you have photos up there, descriptions up there. Use keywords in your descriptions that you're writing on your Google business page, right? The keywords would be a simple way, and this is too in-depth probably for this one webinar, but a simple way would be, I'll use right here, King of Prussia real estate. Right. And if I Google King of Prussia real estate, I can scroll all the way down to Google and I can look, and at the bottom, Google has a nifty little thing that shows what other people have also searched for. Those are considered to be keywords. So when you're writing your descriptions within your Google business profile page or your Google business page, try to use some of those keywords. Yeah, Josh is pulling it up for you guys. So King of Prussia homes for sale by owner, King of Prussia houses for rent. All these are kind of keywords. So when I write a description of maybe a townhome, I want to put King of Prussia townhomes for sale within my description of that townhome listing that I'm putting on my Google business page. So a little in depth for what we're talking about today, and we could talk to you more about it, maybe do a whole webinar on that. In fact, actually, we're interviewing Jason Pantana. He's one of Tom Ferry's main coaches. We're going to be interviewing him on the podcast coming up here in November. He's an expert on Google business pages. He's been putting out a ton of content on it. So we're going to be doing that. So subscribe to our podcast so you'll get all that info too.
Jody's asking a great question. If you change the magazine, meaning you pick a different magazine, is my list still exclusive? No one else can send? Yes. So that exclusivity carries across magazines. If you change to from American Lifestyle to Good to Be Home, the exclusivity is at the sender's level, not the magazine or the title level. So you can continue doing that. A couple questions coming in regarding the content. One specific one here, Vicky's saying, is the content in the other magazines the same and the cover is just different, or is it an entirely different magazine and topics, articles? It's an entirely different magazine. So American Lifestyle is all travel, leisure, art, interior design, recipes. Good to Be Home is all home and decor, garden, outside living. There's a lot of different pieces, household management. So even like tips on how to best manage your heating and cooling bills. We've got that in Good to Be Home. And then Start Healthy obviously is all about health and wellness. We've got more outdoor type articles. We've got exercises type articles in there, healthy eating, different types of diets, information like that. So everything's different between the three magazines.
David is asking, David Hernandez is asking, I have clients who speak and write in Spanish. Would there be an option to translate some of the online articles I want to share with clients, either by translating myself or Google Translate on the link? Great question. We are working, one of the things we're working on right now is the ability to translate into Spanish for both the print and digital. Anybody who knows, obviously with translation, the issue we have with the Google Translates and the software translations is they're not super accurate and good from what we've been told and educated on. So we're looking into options there, and then also real translation companies to help us translate it. So that is an initiative that we have going on. So we'll keep you updated on that because we're getting a lot of requests and it's something we want to do. And we're trying to get there from our back end side and from a translation side. So I appreciate you chatting that in. He goes, I can help with that. So David, we will probably take you up on that. So that's awesome. James, how do I know who already has exclusive rights to send your magazine before ordering? So when you upload to your interface, and you import your recipients or put them in, you'll see in your recipient manager, it will show you, you can sort basically by, it's a waiting list. It will be on a waiting list because that name's already taken. So it will show you in your interface that it won't be able to send because that name's already taken. We won't show you who has that name just because out of protection for that other client. But you can get on a waiting list, and if that other client stops sending, then you can own that name. But it will show you right there in your recipient manager.
Yes. I'm trying to find one that we haven't tackled yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I really appreciate it. I see we have still a ton of people on. So really appreciate all of you, one being clients and then joining for the webinar. Hope you guys have gotten a ton of value out of this and are going to implement some of these. You might not be able to implement all of them, but some of these strategies, just implement some of the customization, some of the follow-up, because that is the key.
A couple other questions coming in here just regarding some of the different prices and stuff. Is the price for Good to Be Home different from American Lifestyle? It is the same price. So the magazines, whether you're choosing Good to Be Home, Start Healthy, American Lifestyle, they're all the same price. Joan is asking, is there a contract time frame for digital marketing platform? If so, the length of time required. So there is no contract. There's zero commitment for the digital marketing platform. You can sign up for it for a month. You can try out all the social media posts, the emailing, the local event email, and the digital edition. If it doesn't work for you, you can cancel that, no worries. And then you can maybe try it again a few months down the road whenever you're ready to start using more of that digital marketing solutions.
Susie is saying, I love the quality of all ReminderMedia products. I should have clarified. I'm looking for a digital vehicle to request reviews, easy for clients to respond to, that then can be shared on web pages, social media, print. I gotcha, Susie. So we do not have that as of now. And I can't think off the top of my head who I would refer you to. I'll have to do some looking into that. That's a great thing. I don't know who, maybe others who are on this. Do you guys have a great company that helps you aggregate reviews really quickly? That'd be awesome to know so we can share that with the group. I don't have anybody off the top of my head that I would refer you to. I would probably do the same thing as you, is go Google it and do some demos on some companies that have it. We don't have that as of now as a product. Look, Stacy says reach150.com. So that's one that maybe you can check out. I'll check them out too. Angela is, how do I partner with another business? So where I would start there, you'll bring the partnership to the table because you have those relationships. All the customization and creating of it, even if you want to charge them a portion of the magazine, we can take care of that. So if you wanted to charge a title company 90 cents per copy to be on the back cover, we can take care of kind of that billing on the back end to make it easy for you. Where I would start with your partnerships is who helps you get a deal across the finish line. So if you're, or helps you service the client, right? So if you're in real estate, that's your lender, title company, inspectors, insurance companies, all these companies that help you get deals kind of finalized and across the finish line, I'd start there. There's a lot of times they'd be more than happy to help, and because you're bringing them business, it's kind of symbiotic. And then from there, think about who would be a value add to my clients. So then it would be, who are the contractors, plumbers, electricians, local business professionals that my clients might be needing. So if you're a financial professional, it might be an accountant, an estate planning attorney. If you're in insurance, you can probably a lot of referrals from doctors, or if you're working within Medicare or Medicaid or something like that. But man, feature your doctor that you get the referrals from on the back cover, and then get this in their actual office, and then give them extra copies to give out to people that they are referring you to. So that's kind of where I would start, depending on the industry that you're in, because I'm not sure what industry you're in, Angela, but hope that helps.
All right, I think we got most of the questions answered. James is saying very useful info, made me decide to move forward. Your media is just bar none. Thank you so much, James. Really appreciate that. We also had another, looks like another recommendation, experience.com, for those referrals. So
okay,
maximizing
nice.
Customer and employee moments. That was another suggestion that came in from Cynthia.
Okay, so I think we will start. She goes, I'm in real estate. Awesome. So I would start, Angela, with obviously your lender is a natural partnership for you. who you use as your preferred lender. That's probably the first place I would go. David is going, if we wanted to get American Lifestyle and stuff from the Home Decor magazine on the digital versions only, is that available? I still would want to keep the American Lifestyle physical magazine, but I want to explore the other articles. Start Healthy is available for digital, and American Lifestyle is available for digital. We are literally, how far off do you think we are, Josh, from Good to Be Home for digital?
So I was chatting a couple other people that we should have that by the end of the year.
Yep.
Good to be home before this.
So right now, David, you could be sending Start Healthy digitally to clients and do print American Lifestyle if you wanted to do that. So check that out. And then all of the branded post has all that home content as well. So all of these articles and pieces of content for you guys are in branded post. There's literally like 2,500 plus pieces of content.
Yep. So whenever you are setting up a version of your digital edition, you would just choose the different content theme. So you can choose from American Lifestyle and Start Healthy there. One last thing I think before we close out, Luke, is a lot of people were chatting in. How do I want to take advantage of the names? I want to get my names in. How do I do that? And is there a code that I need? In the follow-up email, we're going to include a link for you to submit your names. So you want to use that form, submit your names through that form. And then from there, we'll know up to 20 names, half will be free for anyone who uses that form to submit that as a thank you, not just for being a client, but for joining us on the webinar today as well.
Thank you guys all so much. Stacy, thank you. Cynthia, people are chatting in. Thanks. So just thank you guys for attending. Everybody who stayed on all the way to the end here too. That's fantastic. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being clients. Look, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers is top producers take action. Josh and I have been at this for now way more than a decade. And we've worked in 140 different industries with our clients. We have 140 different industries, client bases, and we just see it over and over again. The people we're interviewing, the clients we're working with, top producers take action. You're not going to be able to do everything we talked about today. Grab a hold of one thing. That one thing, get it done. See if you can get that one thing implemented from the pile of good ideas. It will make a difference in your business. Don't back away during the holidays. Your 2022, your first quarter is really going to be defined by what you do over the fourth quarter this year. And we want to help you do that. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of the day and let's crush it. Let's end the year strong. See you guys.